I got my Salsa Timberjack last Christmas, and over the course of the riding season, I've pushed it to its limits, riding all around the Northeast. And my overall opinion of this bike is that it's good, but it's probably not for everyone. To start, let's look at what the Salsa Timberjack is. Salsa markets the Timberjack as an all-rounder off-road hardtail that is good for single-track rides and bikepacking adventures. The bike is supposed to climb as well as it descends. It is also important to note that the Timberjack comes in many variants. I have the Dior Spec 275 version, but it also comes in higher-end SLX and NX Eagle builds, and also a 29er version. The bike has a bright red aluminum alloy frame with internal cable routing, an SR Suntour XCR air fork with 130mm of travel, a Shimano Dior 1x10 drivetrain with race face cranks, Shimano Dior hydraulic disc brakes with a 180mm rotor up front and a 160mm rotor in the back, Salsa's own guide trail stem, and Salsa's own 800mm Rustler handlebar, a Trans-X dropper post, a WTB Volt saddle, a WTB ST I-40 wheel set with quick release in the rear but through axle in the front, and these fat 2.8-inch WTB Ranger tires. Alright. Alright, enough of the boring specs. How does this thing ride? The pedaling position of this bike is very upright, which is comfortable for longer days. This combined with the fat tires and an unusually long cut steer tube make the Timberjack feel like a monster truck on the trail. No matter what comes in front of this bike, it will plow right through it, and it feels remarkably stable on the downhills. However, this comes at a trade-off of preciseness. You have to be very heavy-handed when controlling this bike. When climbing up on punchy technical climbs, the bike has impressive grip. My only complaint is that sometimes it can be hard to weight the front wheel. Some of these characteristics are usually used to describe full suspension mountain bikes. But to be clear, the ride on this bike is not super smooth. The SR Suntour fork is only alright, and it's still a hardtail. I got it, ready? Yeah. You got up. I did it, I got on. I just got a pedal back. Alright. Yeah. I really wish that Salsa gave this bike some better brakes because slowing down those large tires is not easy. I do like that Salsa gave this bike a dropper post. All I'll say is that I don't think I could ever go back to riding with a fixed seat post. The lever on this one is really nice too. Lastly, I really like the internal cable routing. I know it's a little harder to work on, but it just makes the bike look way cleaner. So the bike is a good bike. But is it a good deal? With an MSRP of $1,100, I think it is a fair value, especially because it comes with a dropper post, something that not all bikes have. Salsas are sold at many bike shops, and also REI, so when buying a Timberjack, you can get the local bike shop experience that will usually come with a free tune-up. However, it is worth noting that direct-to-consumer brands do offer bikes with nicer components. My friend Colin got a new bike online that cost a similar amount of money and has a RockShox fork and SRAM guide brakes. However, his bike did not come with a dropper post, so there are always trade-offs. A little bit harder than I thought. Alright, there are a few more things I just want to touch on at the end of this video that aren't huge deal breakers, but things that kind of annoy me about this bike. Starting with the wheels and tires. The wheels are tubeless ready, but they don't have rim tape in them, so you'll need to do that yourself. And the tires that come on this bike have a wire bead, which means you can't go tubeless with them. So if you want to go tubeless on this bike, you're going to need to get rim tape and new tires and sealant, and that's just kind of a pain. I wish the tires were tubeless ready tires. That would make it way better. So I've been riding my bike with just tubes. Another complaint is that the dropper post has a little bit of wiggle in it. It's not a huge deal. You don't really notice it when you're riding. Alright, thanks for watching. Consider subscribing.